Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So like you can see from the title, I'm bringing some spice in here. I already told you December will pop, so why not wait for it? So today I begin a series out of something that is my personal journey, right? So if you're a single lady and getting proposals from man or a man who has been married before and widowed, then this is your video. If you're also a man who's lost a wife or who is divorced or who is seeking to remarry, this will give you a little bit of inkling into what it is like for the woman you are trying to seek her hand in marriage. If you're ready for this, then don't go anywhere. Okay, ladies, out of the 9 points I have for you, number one is you have to be sure that you are ready to marry at all, right? You must be at that place where you already have developed your mind physically by age. You're ready by age, you're ready in your spirit, you're ready in your psyche, you're ready, you're ready, you feel ready, and you know you have prepared. Preparation means you have come into your own, you know where you're going in life, you have the kind of job you want, you have mastered following your life calling, you're no longer a push around, you have come to the place where you are okay when people have opinions about you, you are okay with learning parenting, you have come to a point where you have even gone further to seek God's heart about your marriage. Yeah, so you must be there at the place where you are sure that you're going to be a blessing to another person and you're ready to build a responsible home. Yeah, that's number 1 point. Number two, this is important, guys, because some people just think it's not important sometimes, but it is, right? You at this point you're ready to share, right? You're ready to work with somebody else in unity. You're ready to love sacrificially. That's what I mean, right? Number two, I think that before you consider marrying someone who is the widower, you have to pray, guys. Pray, yes, guys. And it's not the kind of prayer where we just say, oh, we are praying and all that. You just have to be open-mindedly praying. You have to make sure that you're asking God for your list. Come to God with the list of a man you really want and see him outperform himself, right? And I'm telling you this from a place of experience, right? Ask for God's lead. Ask God for the kind of man that suits you. And don't be afraid to say, God, I want him like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Go out there. Forget what people talk about having long list. Yeah, the older you get in particular, the more you should even have a longer list because you don't want to, settle down with an idiot, of course. And yes, if you know God is your father, you should come with him with all the list. I mean, he's the one that made you desire the things that are your list in the first place. So he's not unaware of the things you need. And as you're asking him, be open-minded. Be open-minded, guys, because prayer was one thing that I saw that helped me to move from a no proposal, from saying no to my husband's proposal when he was courting or he was trying to get me to accept. And 5 months later when I said yes, right? In between those 5 months, he wasn't waiting for me to agree. I said a no, clean cut before. And then I said a yes, clean cut the second time he brought it up. And that is a lot of surgical, idealistic mindset surgery that is divine, that was divine for me. And you need that kind of time out praying, right? You want to make sure that you are getting into the marriage, your own marriage, so that when he comes along, the issue of he having baggage and all that will not come up at all. It won't come up at all. I said no when I thought of my husband then as a baggage because he has kids and he's been married before. But when I said yes, every of those baggage was so attractive to me as a blessing. So you see, only God would have done it. So you can't, and it's not being religious. It's about telling your maker. You didn't land on earth, out of some mystical or mythology. I know you know by now that there's a superior hand in charge of the night and day and in charge of who you are. That's who I'm talking about. Talk to him about your marriage. Come to him with your list and be open-minded about it, and you will be shocked. Okay? Okay, number 3 point you should consider before you think marrying him. Make sure that this man you want to marry is not hung up on secrets. He's not somebody who is not open, right? And make sure he also totally adores you. I mean, you don't want to get into a marriage where you are being tolerated. Make sure he loves you. And you know who loves you, right? Make sure he does love you. And it's not in the quintessential thing that people talk about, or even in what I'm saying, but when someone loves you, they look out for you. They go all out for you. They really sacrifice for you. They don't talk down at you. They uplift you. They want to be there for you. And you would feel it in your spirit that this man loves me. Make sure it is that kind of man before you say a yes. Number 4, please ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, right? Ask about his life, find about his former marriage, find about his children. Go ahead and ask questions, and this also helps you check that he's really not keeping secrets or keeping anything that will shock you in the marriage. Go ahead and ask questions, guys, and listen to what he's saying and the things he's not saying. Once again, you have to be sensitive in the spirit to be able to know. No gainsaying this, guys. Number 5, consider who this man is, where he's going to, where marriage with him is going to lead you to. Do you guys have the same life goals? Do you guys have the same futuristic idea of where you want to be? Do you guys share the same big dream about the world? Do you guys probably have, the same passions and, and hunger to impact the world in the same way? It has to be before you can tally. And that's for everyone getting married, not just for when you're marrying a widower or not. You shouldn't marry somebody who is not heading anywhere, who you are not sure where they are heading, right? That's the excitement. For me, that's what he should be proposing to you with, right? That will even make you say, oh, okay, I see we are the same boat, we're meeting at the same airport, kind of in life. Do not ignore this, right? Number 6 point is to think about the other woman. Yes, check if you feel at peace with the fact that she has been in the horizon, especially if this man has kids. That means she's going to ever be in your horizon, if you know what I mean. So make sure and set your spirit to be sure that you are at peace with whoever she is, or was rather. Right, you can perceive these things in the spirit. The kind of spirit the woman has, you can see it, you can feel it if you pray about it, and by the time you are courting this man, maybe you should be able to date his children as well, to be able to have a feel of the other woman. This might sound a little bit, esoteric for some people, but it's for real, guys. In my case, I had to give her a nickname, a sweet name. So she's part of my home because her children are now my children. So you have to be ready, guys, ladies. You have to be ready and be sure that you are at peace with the aura or the personality of this other woman, even though she no longer even though she's no longer in this side of eternity, right? Now, another thing to consider is think about his kids and your new role as a mom. Man, following up to this one, make sure that you get to meet these kids before the actual marriage. Make sure you begin to be involved in their lives. Make sure you also know what they think about you. Make sure you know you start feeding into that mom role even before you get married. For me, it was easy for me because I was engaged to my husband on phone. We weren't in the same city, and then there was a pandemic, so we were already talking every day, interfacing with the children, all through the pandemic for months before we eventually got married. So that helped me. So it was easy to find out, oh, have you eaten? Go have your bath, do this. So the pandemic, there was no school, so it was easy to manage all of that. So make sure you date these children, you get to know them better, and think about them deeply, personally, get to know them personally, and begin to think about your role as their mom in a bit, right? Think about it and make plans on the person you are going to be, and accept this new role wholeheartedly, right? Getting to know these children, it also depends on their ages, right? If there are children who are already adults, 18 above, I'm sure it's a different ball game. If there are children who are below, maybe say 5, right, it's also, a different ball game, but you have a larger amount of influence on them the younger they are. I had, my children are between the ages of 3 and 11 at the time, but so right now they are 4 to 12. So that age is also very, 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 oh my God, the basketballs is there, they are developing, they are becoming preteens, so you have to be ready. Okay. The next point, what I think you must consider before you marry him is go ahead and acquire some parenting skills, knowledge in your head, read books, get him to read books as well. Get also some therapy skills. Guys, this will save you some amount of heartache, right? Yes, we are not so big on therapy and stuff in Africa. It's evolving, it's becoming more known. But trust me, you want to also be your family therapist, because you have to deal with your children and your husband yourself. And a little bit of knowledge about therapy will help you to relate better with each of those children or the child and also your husband. Remember, they are going through grief and you are there to be the joy bringer, if you know what I mean. You're supposed to be the joy bringer. You're supposed to be the considerate one. You're supposed to understand what they are going through. My dear, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy, right? But please, when you have a prior knowledge of therapy and how to go about it, you are going to find yourself smiling, in the process. So it's not the end of it, it's always a process, but it's going to help you massively. It's going to help you to not sit down and pity yourself and cry out of pity. It's going to help you to come to a place where you understand that you are special, you play a special role in the life of this one, and this is now your family. So you have to make sure that everything you learned you can use and watch how it turns out, right? The final point, I have a bonus point for you, but the number 9 point is ensure you're not getting into a marriage with this man that is going to overwhelm you. So my thoughts around it is make sure that this man you want to marry is actively parenting his children. Yeah, he's actively presently parenting his children. In my case, that's what helped me. I don't think if I didn't get his work ethics, his life ethics, his parenting ethics, and had peace, I would have ventured into it. Make sure that this man is the man who is totally committed to the raising of his children and committed to what family life should be. It will make the work easy, very easy for you, right? You want to make sure that you don't get into an overwhelm, right? Creating a step family or cooking a step family is not a walk in the park at all. So you want to be sure that this man and you are going to be a team, and he's not going to leave the work of parenting, everything, financials and everything on you. You have to be that smart. Bonus point, guys, make sure that you understand that because he already has children and you don't, that the traditional idea of honeymoon may never happen. Now, subscribe, like this video. I'm going to bring to you another part. You don't want to miss it. Yeah, see you.